Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. There are a couple of things I would like to do to my new Flex E 2.0 board from Sleek Revolution. If you just tuned into my channel and it's the first video you're watching, I have reviews of every single Sleek Revolution board on my channel. I'm not sponsored, I buy them. I did get 2 or 3 boards sent to me for a couple of weeks just to test, and I've sent them back. So take a look. The new Urban range, which is the Urban 80, Urban Kick, and I would expect the gasket to be nice and neat all the way around. Again, this is just a prototype. I'm not saying this is the way the board will come out. And the Flex 2.0, I also got a lot of videos about Flex 1.0 and 1.5 and remote. Anyway, take a look. I like things my way. You don't have to follow this. This is what I do. This is my way. This is how I like it. It's up to you what you want to do about this information. There are a couple of bits that I do to my boards, like this beauty here. I don't know if you are familiar, but I do build my own DIY boards, and this here is my 5000 watt street carver with a custom grip tape, carbon fiber deck, 50 volt or 12S battery. This thing is absolute monster. But what I wanted to show you, that I do use a couple of things to protect my board, like this carbon fiber vinyl on the battery case, for instance, because if I remove it, it's going to be a brand new case underneath it. Yeah, that's a different board. This is my handmade carbon fiber, real carbon fiber deck AT 7000 watt monster. But this is not about this board at the moment. There are about 11 videos available on my channel, how I build it, what I've used, blah blah blah. It's all back together now again. I did swap the motor pulley around, but it didn't help much. But looking at it right now, after I tighten everything up, what I want to show you is I do like to protect my motors as well. So what I'm saying is, there is a continuous thing that I do to my boards, and this is what I want to share with you guys, what to do with a brand new board in order to keep it in a beautiful condition. So if you're ready to sell it and move on or upgrade, the board will be in a mint or almost mint condition. So let's take a look. So the step number 1, and it goes for any electric skateboard, which is a belt driven type, especially for the Sleek Revolution new range of motors that has this nice and beautiful engraving on the motors. I love it, but when I was reviewing the boards for them, and the board came to me after being used by someone else, there was a lot of little dots and the paint chipped, which is normal from the rocks flying away from the wheels. I don't want that to happen to my motors, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect these motors. There's 2 ways you can do it. So if you like to see this engraving after you protect it, you use a clear rhino skin. Rhino skin is the material that's been used on the really expensive cars to protect the bumpers and the bonnet from any dents and scratches, whatever not. Same thing pretty much like you use on your iPhone or Samsung smartphone screen. Or if you're not interested to see the actual engraving, you just want to keep it nice and neat and motors and the motor cans without the damage, you can use the carbon fiber vinyl. I think for this instance here, and plus because these motors come with this sticker that has the code on it, the serial number for the motor, which I don't want to take off for now, I'm going to use carbon fiber vinyl. Plus I just love the way carbon fiber looks it's not a crime to have fake carbon fiber look on the motors, because it's just impossible to use the real carbon fiber on the motors because they will overheat. As long as have the rest of the parts that are justified to be carbon fiber are carbon fiber, like the deck, I'm good to go. I'm not going to bore you to death showing you how to do this, because I already have done that on my channel. There is a full tutorial how to turn your motors carbon fiber looking. This looks so much better. Well, happy. Very good. Next step, I would like to protect my battery case. So it's nice and fresh. When I peel the vinyl off, it's going to be the pristine and beautiful condition. Because little rocks, as you can see, after 2 days riding, I already got a little scratch right there. I don't want any scratches on my board. What you can do is get yourself some 3D type air bubble free vinyl carbon fiber look vinyl from eBay or whatever else. You just need a small piece. It's really cheap. You cut yourself pieces like this, 140 millimeters wide and 80 millimeters tall. You will need 3 pieces, 1, 2 and 3. Now the one in the front is a bit of a different story. We'll cover it in a second. After you cut the piece, what you need to do is, and if you notice, I'm not going to take the original sticker off because I want it to stay. So when I peel off this vinyl, hopefully it'll stay back. I would like this board to stay in the original condition. So in order to stop the vinyl glue ripping off this original sticker, I'm using a bit of grease just to put a little bit on the surface of the sticker, so the vinyl does not actually stick on this chrome little warning sticker. We're going to position this piece you cut out where you want it to go. Make sure it's nice and square, it's equal on both sides. As soon as you do that, you hold the piece down, pull one piece up on one side, peel back the paper, make sure you do not move the entire piece. You hold in the rest of it down with your hand, and then push the paper down a bit, fold it and stick the vinyl down just on one side. Because it's already nice and level and you were happy with the way the piece was positioned, you're pretty much exactly where you want to be. Now you pull the vinyl back, take the rest of the paper off, and while you're peeling it off, you are applying the vinyl. Just a little bit of heat, just to make that glue nice and warm and sticky. Not too much heat, guys, just a little bit, tiny bit. Perfect. So much better than it used to be. And it does match our carbon fiber look motors now. So it's coming along nicely. The last bit here at the front and also the one right at the back, the easiest way to do them, guys, is you're not just going to do the top. I also want to wrap in the front a little bit here, so when the rocks hit, it's going to keep it nice and clean. You take a piece of A4 paper, just put it over the area, and then when you have a pencil, no pencil, you can start rubbing the pencil on the side, roughly where you think the battery case stops, and you see the darker color. This is the line of your case, because this is where the pencil gets pushed on hardest. You see what I mean? But then you cut this out, put it over the area, take a look, see if you have to cut just a little bit more, get this perfect, lay it over the vinyl. So pretty much you will have a template just like this. This is the one I've made for me. Yeah? And then you cut out from vinyl and apply it. That's going to look so nice. Remember to apply a little bit of warmth or heat on all the edges, especially on where the vinyl curves, because that will give it shape and it will stick down nicely. It will warm up the glue, especially the edges and the corners, and where that SR logo is, warm it up, rub it with the finger. It won't be see-through 100%, but it'll have a bit of shape to it. So the next step is only relevant to people who owns the Sleek Revolution handmade carbon deck, especially the first 10. As you can see, it is numbered and signed by the maker. I'm lucky enough to have the very special one, 007 James Bond edition, which got a little tiny pistol there. Or to people who got different boards with some sort of handmade design on the bottom of the deck, or you just want to protect the bottom of your deck. It's up to you. But my reason is I want to preserve this signature for as long as I can. So I'm using a bit of rhino skin. I've mentioned that before. I'm going to apply the piece just across to make sure that the signature stays here much longer. Lovely, fully protected. So guys, the next step to keep your board in a brand new condition is to protect the edge of the deck. Normally decks are wooden, and on the edges they are wooden and they are getting scratched up straight away. On all new Sleek Revolution boards, the decks have urethane edge. You can slightly see the line right there. On some boards it's just on the tip, some boards it has the lip all the way around. Even though that this tip is urethane, there we go, that's a proof to you, it does protect the deck, but after a while you will still get damage on that urethane. For starters, the paint on it will start coming off, and then obviously, same as your wheels, you will start losing little bits. It's okay if you're happy with that, you want to replace the deck. I am quite picky, I want my board perfect. First thing to hit the floor when the board goes down is your deck. So as you can see, I've got a bit of protection going on it. It is red, matching the wheels, and it's very, very neat. Let's explain to you guys how to do this fast and cheap. Yes, I know that on eBay they sell this kit and they sell you 2 strips, just enough for the front and back of one board, for about a tenner, maybe 12, depends where you buy it. I came up with this idea probably a year and a half ago. Hello people, and it's Paul here again. I will not tell you this time it's going to be a short video, because I will try, but always do and always fail. And after that, I'm not saying it was just me so brilliant, but after that I started to see all these little strips being sold on eBay, now on Amazon and everywhere else. Guys, do not buy those pre-cut beads for such money. What you can do instead is go on eBay or Amazon and get yourself a U-shape. Let me zoom in. You get 1.5 meters of this stuff for 9 quid delivered to your door. And I was not looking around for the cheapest. I wanted red and I got it. Out of that you probably will protect 5 boards. I don't need the front protected because I don't actually bump into anything. I just need the rear because I stand my board up a lot. So you take this long piece and you roughly measure out how much do you want to protect. What I'm going to do is the same as in the rear. I'm only going up to the line of the bolts, and this is where the protector stops. Then using normal cutters, you cut it exactly where you wanted it. This piece right here that I'm using, guys, is 12 millimeters. So it's 12 millimeters thick because the Slick Revolution deck is 11 millimeters. If you have an older deck or different deck, you can still use the same methods, but you need to measure out your deck because they do sell the shrimps in different thicknesses. At this particular moment, this edge here is completely shut. Inside this rubber, you have metal retainers like this. These retainers keep the shape, and they also keep the edge protector on your deck. At the same time, be careful, because when you use this protector for too long and you bash into it a lot, inside the edge the metal starts protruding and can damage your deck even worse than if you would not have had this on. So I would recommend strongly, if you see a lot of damage after a lot of use or a lot of bumping about, just replacing this piece, let's say every 6 months or so. So we're now going to force this rubber edge to open up. It's a bit tough, but we're just going to open it just like this all the way around. Don't worry if you open it too much, because you can always press it back into the shape. Guys, do not try forcing any of this edging onto the deck, especially if you got your grip tape all the way around and really close to the edge, because all the decks are different. What's going to happen is this edging will rip the grip tape back, so you have to open it up first. Because it does have this teeth on it that actually will keep the edging from shifting off your deck, this teeth will dig in under the grip tape and peel it back. So now, I am not happy to have just a straight edge like this. I want to have a bit of design. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the edges in an angle. There we go. Then just using the scissors, cut just the rubber. If you don't want to see this metal shining through, you can always pull out the last retainer, but I think it's just fine. You find the middle of the deck, so when you actually push it on, this protector will end up equal on both sides. It should be just going on by hand, then using a bigger hammer, just the handle of it, or the hammer itself, but a smaller one. You start applying this protector over your deck. You will hear it by the sound when the protector hit the deck. So when you work it all the way around, now what you do is, because it's sticking up on the edges a little bit, you just press down the edges and you shape it so it is nice and smooth. And that's it. So one more thing that you can do to protect your board, new or old. You don't have to do this, guys, it's only me, but it does work the dream. So I am using the Rain and Stain Protector. I spray a bit of that stuff on the rag. So I soak the rag a little bit and I rub it on the belts. There we go. And the second one. There we go. Dries up really quick. Don't see it. Makes your belts look nice and clean. But at the same time, it does repel any moisture, any water when it gets in the belt. Well, it does work. Got one of these home anyway for my boots. Done. The final step is going to be only relevant to my board or to Slick Revolution boards. It all got to do with this SRX logo here. I don't like it. I've mentioned that before. So this logo is coming off. Because my board, and I'm lucky, is actually the 007 version. What I have done is I've listened to one of my subscribers who have suggested me to get a different badge. And the idea was to get something very interesting. So here it is, came from Netherlands. This here is very rare item. It's actually a collectible item. It took me some time to wait for it to arrive. And here it is. Look at this beauty, guys. Genuine 1960s 007 badge. I think it did come out when the movie came out or something like that, don't know. So let's see. It's obviously got some wear and tear to it, and that's what makes it so special, because it is a genuine item and it is that old, 1960. Damn, that's gonna look lovely on my board. So let's mount it up. By the way, guys, a nice little trick I got here for you. If you want to get anything off the surfaces that is held back by the double-sided tape, it could be on your vehicle, it could be whatever, you can use either the floss, the tooth floss, or what I've done is I have opened up this nylon rope until I got really thin strands, and you kind of floss it right between the surface that the item is stuck on to and the badge itself. And there we go. If it is a glue or if it is double-sided tape, you cut straight through it and comes off. And not even a sign of what's being there. I will obviously hold on to the original badge for the time when I'm ready to sell this board, and it will go to the new owner or back on the deck. Much better. Thank you, Simon. Well done. Well, that's it, guys, for this video. Hopefully you like it. If you do, well, you know what to do. See you soon.